Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another Gamer's Thoughts discussion, which I am going to coin Wiivisionist history. Mostly because I'm still in the term from Blandrew, and he was in a Spaces call with Shadow Fox, Player Essence, and a few other people. And I decided I was just going to steal it because it sounded good, and it should be the title of a discussion, so I went with it. That said, I'm going to be busy working as well as recording this audio for this discussion, so you may hear a lot of different sounds and noises, as well as you may hear a phone ring every now and again and an interruption happen. It's going to be what it is. I'm going to try my best to keep on point and not lose my place mentally through those interruptions. That all said, we have several different things that I'm going to discuss. Firstly, the current thing with everybody getting mad about the Wii U and 3DS eShop being foretold that it will be shut down at the end of March next year. Get the fuck over it. Nobody was buying the damn Wii U. Nobody was buying the games on the Wii U. Well, people who were purchasing the Wii U were buying the games because it did have a 6-to-1 attachment rate. But people weren't buying the games. You weren't buying the console as the larger community goes. People shit on it. So there were complaints about the prices of the games on the virtual console. There were complaints about the variety of the games on the virtual console. There were constant complaints about this console at every step of its life from the vast majority of gamers. The ones that didn't support it, as well as several that did. Now, the people that did support it, some of them did have very legitimate arguments, and I can't take away from those arguments. But for the people that didn't support the damn machine and were never going to support the damn machine, had no intentions of ever supporting it, shut the fuck up, please. Because it's tiring hearing you bitch and whine and moan and complain about some shit that you were not ever going to get. It's annoying. So please, could you put a lid on that right then and there? Thank you. As well as all these people that are now mad that the 3DS is finally going to be, having its swan song. After so many people said, Nintendo, kill the 3DS right after the Switch came out. Now, I'm sorry. You complained that the 3DS had too long of a lifespan, and when it's finally going to be ended, that's what you're getting mad about? Well, Andre, we're not going to have a way to get these games. Well, Andre, there won't be a way to purchase this stuff anymore. It's not going to be available. It's available now. If you really want to fucking get it, go get it. If you have a Wii U, get yourself a goddamn hard drive and go start purchasing the fucking games on the eShop that you want to have and fucking save them to the hard drive. Then you won't lose them. And you also know what? You'll still be able to download them anyway after the fucking eShop is shut the fuck down. Same thing for the 3DS. If you want a 3DS, they're out there. Go get one. Get a new 3DS and go ahead and get the damn games. Here's what you do for those platforms. You got a new 2DS or 3DS, get yourself a 128 gigabyte SD card, micro SD card, put it in the fucking system, make your purchases, download the shit, be fucking happy and shut the fuck up. If you have an older 3DS or 2DS, 64 gigabyte SD card, get your shit, be happy, shut the fuck up. Simple. That's it, simple. You can't expect Nintendo to keep the shop open for these consoles that are not being supported anymore. Now, I know everybody bitched Sony back into doing it when they were going to shut down the PS3 online stuff, but eventually they're going to have to shut it down. You're not always going to have access to everything. And a lot of the stuff that's on the PS3, on the PS3 version of PSN, is on the PS4 version of it. And that's still available. Now, as far as what's going on with Nintendo and Nintendo Switch Online versus having the current eShop for the Wii U and the 3DS, well, guess what, people? Y'all told them you wanted a subscription service for your games, for your older classic games. That's what they did. They can't just copy and paste them. They do have to do testing for these emulators. They do have to do work to actually make sure that all this stuff runs well enough to be playable. And that it works well enough with the different stuff that they implemented with Nintendo Switch Online's various functions for these games. They actually have to test this shit. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm mad that it's not working for me. I'm mad it's not there for me. If you want to get the stuff individually on the Wii U or on the 3DS, please do. But stop bitching, moaning, crying, and complaining. It's there. It's available right now. If you really want it, go get it. Go get it. You have the opportunity to do so. Go get it. Before the prices get jacked up when it's not available and all you have is the physical retail stuff, and even then some of the stuff that's on the digital stores for both of these platforms is not physically available. So go get it. Go get it while it's still available. Go get it while it's still an option. But don't sit there and complain, especially if you're somebody who never picked up a 3DS or a Wii U at all. Don't complain about it. Don't sit there bitch and moan and whine and cry and then say, oh, Nintendo hates us. They don't hate you. The platform didn't perform as well as they wanted it to, and they're closing down the shop because it's still costing them money to hold those servers open. Get off your high horse. Or actually get off your mini horse, because you're not on a high horse. You're actually trying to throw stuff upward. Get off your mini horse. Now, for the people that are trying to revise their history and saying, oh, I love the Wii U. I had all this stuff for the Wii U. I played a lot of this shit on the Wii U. I'm going to pull what Player Essence said. Post up your Wii U and 3DS memories. Post them. You can post them anywhere. You can download them and post them. Post them. Otherwise, you're bullshitting people and there's no point in listening to you. Go ahead, post them. I dare you. Because chances are you don't have any. Oh, I played Smash Brothers that one time on the kiosk during E3. Oh, yeah, I played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U back in the day in the store. Get off of it. Because a lot of y'all never wanted this system. You claimed it was pointless to have it. They said that Nintendo needed to go third party. That you shouldn't have to purchase a Wii U in order to play Nintendo games. I actually remember that quote happening a lot because I made a video talking about why exclusives were important. And I dropped the F-bomb multiple times in that video. But I've also recently, within the last couple of years, talked about how people would say the Wii U games are great, but the Wii U sucked. Then it was, man, I missed the Wii U. And now it's, man, fuck the Switch. Give us back the Wii U. Funny how that works. I mean, because the Switch is literally what the Wii U could have been, just stripped down. It may not have the same physical components to it, but in terms of what it is as an idea, it's a stripped down Wii U gamepad with the system inside of it. That's all it is. You don't have to like the statement, but that's the truth of it. So we went from people clowning on the Wii U, saying nobody wanted it, and then whoever talked positively about it was shit on, to the Switch coming out and that being shit on before launch, to it coming out and then being a runaway success because it took over the market. Whether you wish to consider it an 8th gen or a 9th gen console, it's still a 9th gen console based upon, timeline and everything. But people are still having this debate back and forth. So now I really don't want to have to pay for the Switch. I don't want to have to pay for online. Well, you had free online with the Wii U. Oh man, it's hard to find people to talk to about this particular game. Well, you had Miiverse and you shit on that. Man, I want these games ported to the Switch because I can't get them on the Wii U anymore because there aren't any Wii U's out there and they're too expensive to purchase secondhand online. Well, guess what? Had you supported it early enough, you probably would have been able to have those games. There would have been more. Maybe, just maybe, had you backed it, things would be a little bit different, but you didn't. And now you got people out here pretending that they did. Like, oh man, I was there with the Wii U. I love the Wii U. No, you don't. Stop lying. Man, Nintendo hates all of us. Fuck Nintendo. I mean, I don't know if they do hate you or not. I really can't comment because I'm not there. But you didn't support the platform that you're now you didn't support the platform. You shit on it. Now you're complaining that you don't have the features from it available to you. And then everybody loves to ignore the existence of the 3DS, even though the 3DS was a successful platform. Everybody loves to ignore that little machine, which is weird as shit. Because you would think, hey, it has so many games on it. It sold pretty well. The games did well on it, but everybody ignores its existence. Like, why? Why do you ignore the existence of the 3DS? Because it disproves many of your points? Okay, I understand. Fairness. People didn't want to purchase the Wii U, which is weird enough that people just didn't want to purchase it because other people didn't like it. Or, it was the popular thing to shit on after the game industry intentionally shit on it. I should say gaming journalism for the most part, but the game industry also had a hand in that. It's documented, it's out there. This stuff is available for anybody to see. But people are pretending that they loved this console. And I made the point back then. It's weird that there will be people who will shit on the Wii U, but they'll go pick up a 3DS and then purchase a PS4 instead of, a Vita and a PS4. Like, why not get the companion to the console that you have? That's what was weird to me. Like, you'll shit on the Wii U, ignore that, get the 3DS, and then pick up a PS4. Or pick up a 3DS and get an Xbox One. Why do that when you could have got the 3DS and the Wii U, and there were a lot of games that worked back and forth? Actually, there were some games that worked with the 3DS on the Wii U. And that's a feature that you're probably not going to run into very much anymore. Like, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. You could have one person playing on the Wii U and a television, and you could have 3 other people playing on the 3DS for local multiplayer. But a lot of people didn't know that. Or Mario versus Donkey Kong Tipping Stars. Yeah, it was Tipping Stars. The puzzles you made on the Wii U or the 3DS were all together. You could play them back and forth. There were several games that had features that allowed you to utilize the 3DS. Hey, guess how people were playing Super Smash Bros. 4 with multiple players? With 8 players. Utilizing the 3DS. You could literally have 4 people playing with Wii Remote and Nunchuck or classic controller or the Pro controller, and then 1 person on the Wii U gamepad, and then 3 people on the 3DS. You could easily set that up like that because the game was designed to do it. And not only that, but you could trade information between Smash on Wii U and Smash on 3DS. The DLC worked back and forth. So, again, people pretended that they loved this console, the dual screen console that nobody wanted because they figured the controller was clunky just because it was big. And they didn't take part in utilizing the features that were added to many different games, which meant that, hey, those games didn't sell well. Batman Arkham City, Armored Edition, fucking fantastic on the Wii U. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, fantastic on the fucking Wii U. Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, fantastic on the Wii U. People ignored it though. Maybe if you treated the system better and you actually, participated in it, and I'm not talking about the people that were too young to do it. I'm talking about the old crusty motherfuckers that acting like they couldn't do it when they could and chose not to. And then decided that, hey, I need to get a real man's console. If you're talking like that about fucking video games, you've already lost the plot. Video games are nothing but electronic fucking toys. They're toys. They're toys that operate on a fucking screen. That's it. And every different video game is just a different type of fucking toy. Maybe that was the hard part to establish for all these people, is that you're still playing with a fucking toy, whether you're playing on a fucking Xbox, a PlayStation, or a Nintendo console. You're playing with a fucking toy. Now, again, I've made the different videos discussing all of this bullshit already. I've made the different discussions. Wii U games are bad. Well, no, Wii U games are good, but the console was bad. People now love the Wii U. And then several other things I think I talked about. And then this shit. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Stop trying to revise shit. You weren't there for it. You didn't play it. Why pretend you did? Go ahead, put up the memories. Because, you could, if you legitimately had one and you actually played the games on it, you could actually put up the fucking memories. I did. Somehow, YouTube ended up taking over my whole thing, even though I never actually watched YouTube through the app but like once, and the rest of the time I watched it was through the browser. But hey, they still counted it as part of the app watch time, oddly enough. But legitimately, a lot of people pretending that they actually had a Wii U really didn't touch it at all. Didn't play it, didn't get themselves into it, didn't enjoy it. Like, y'all didn't touch Lost Reavers. Y'all didn't play Devil's Third. You didn't play Xenoblade Chronicles X. You did not go into the Virtual Console and purchase Metroid Prime Trilogy or all of the other Metroid games that were released on the Virtual Console. You did not do that. You weren't around to do that. You weren't going to spend your money on that piece of plastic that you didn't like, or that people told you didn't like and you accepted it. You can't go back and change what actually happened. As much as you may try, as much as you may believe by clicking your heels and hoping you get home, Dorothy, it's not going to happen. So, people, let it go. Nintendo's shutting the servers down. They're shutting down the eShop. You'll still be able to download the stuff that you've already purchased. You'll still have that catalog of stuff available to you. You'll still be able to reach it and connect to it. But you gotta let it go. The machine has long since passed its prime. They gave you 5 years into the successor for the Wii U before they decided that they were taking down the eShop for the 3DS and the Wii U. 5 years, actually 6, because that's when it'll be 6 years by the time they do it. 6 full years into the next platform, and you guys are mad when you weren't going to get the shit in the first place. You weren't going back and getting the games. You weren't going back and getting the software. You weren't going back and talking about it. A lot of you weren't doing that. So what the fuck are you mad about? You had no intention of getting it. So you're just using this as a moment to complain, to drag clout to yourselves. That's what the point of this is. We're going to complain about this now. We're going to talk about how bad Nintendo is, because that's easy and buzzworthy. It's easy to get buzz off of bashing Nintendo, because it's been a thing that people have been doing for quite a while. It's the easiest boat to ride on. But guess what? It's harder to actually tell the truth. It's harder to actually talk about the positives of this console, especially when you didn't know any of them. It's hard to talk about the potential of a piece of plastic when you've never touched that plastic, or you've never examined it fully. It's hard to do that. It's really difficult to get into the nitty-gritty of it when you don't know anything about it. So again, stealing from Player Essence. Post those memories. Put them up. Because if you don't have them, then you ain't got shit to stand on. Simple as that. If you don't have those memories for the Wii U and 3DS, you ain't got shit to stand on. So please, post them. Because it was only relatively 13 million of us that actually had the console. And I say relatively because there were bound to be some people that bought more than one. So, again, for the last time, before you try to run with this Wiivisionist history, post them memories. But for now, I'm done. I think I've had my little rant. I think I've said enough. But if anybody's interested, you can make your own comments. Let me know what you think, because I am definitely open to hearing it. But otherwise, keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games and peace out, everybody. And if you were a Wii U faker, fuck you.